Alright, let's continue on with part 3 of the Medieval Horse Knight Castle by LEGO Creator. This is set number 31168. Contains, let me look here, 371 pieces, retails for $129.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. Thank you, LEGO. So this is essentially what we've done in the last few installments here. We did bags 1 through 4, and the build is more of average quality because it is a creator set, and in addition it's keeping my interest, which is good. And for a castle set, I'm expecting a lot of great pieces. But we did discover in bag 4 that the horses are brick built. Oops, Butterfingers again. I'm not too happy with these horses, so we're kind of stuck with them. So in this installment here, we're going to be focusing on bags 5 and 6, and yeah, it comes with the Brick Separator. And what we found out is that this might be one whole piece. We don't know, but right now, up to this point, 4 people can build this set. Not too bad. And if you count the bag that we're starting now, it could be 5. And that's where we are going to start today. Okay. Let's begin with bag 5. Let's build it. Let me slide this thing off to the side. We might be done with this for right now. So this folds up, and I can just tuck this out of the way here. And yeah. So all the parts just snap together at the very end. That's a good collaboration project. And I really can't wait to get these big sets done. Today is the 10th of August 2025, and it's a Sunday, so happy Sunday everyone. I hope everyone's relaxing before Monday blues start. And that's not fun. My week next week is going to be cram-packed and nothing fun. It's mostly meetings all next week. That means I will be shining a seat with my rear. Not much fun. So no outside for Jay. And I got so many sets. I've been parting stuff out, and now I'm back into filming again. Alright, so yeah, so looks like we're just building a portion of a wall. I've been pulling parts out for trains and stuff, so I'm trying to get into that. Oh, you get a bright green apple. Cool. And my goal is I'd like to try to get 2 sections filmed today on this. I doubt it. 2 installments. Right now I'm still editing, well, proofing that stupid mecha set. So I'm doing that. But I've also got done with the that creator telephone that I have and all that stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm working on right now, but I'm still working on that dreaded mech. I can't wait to get that done. So that right now is kind of like, I only have 1 section left I got to proof. Everything else is done. I just got to do that and the review part. And yeah. Put that down there, put it on something firm. And that's pretty much where I'm at now. I'm just trying to get a bunch of sets done today. Oh, Lego, what? We don't have a 12 by 12 plate? Well, that would have been nice. I mean, you got 16 by 16. But for me personally, though, just getting all these reviews done is just kind of killing me. So I'm trying to get them all done quickly. So like something was rattling over there. So I'm just trying to get everything done so I can move on and do some other things. I'm hoping to fit this whole installment on here. When you got so many small pieces you got to rifle through, it's, you know. But the build quality on this set, I'd say, is just average. It just, you know, you see me mess with it in the previous installments. It just, I don't know, it just feels kind of cheap. But I think LEGO's attempt is just to break this down for families to put together. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last installments. I actually did have a YouTuber, a viewer, that literally said he does not like the collaborative builds. You know, sometimes like a set like this, it may not work. But it's the fact of, you know, kids and family can build together. You know, I wish I had that option to spend time with my kids doing this stuff, you know. But I don't. And this goes right here. So obviously we're going to be connecting more of this up, or it could be stacked on top of this. Now what's considered a collaborative build is at the very end we attach the part together with no other pieces. Usually you get to that part, it's just snapped together, we move on to the next one. So, and yeah, I will be covering all the submodels in this, or the other two alternative models, when I get some time, which is running out. I got some sets coming in tomorrow that I'm not too much of a fan of, but I always give them a whirl. They might be fun builds. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But well, I cannot judge a set until I actually get to build it first. You know, I won't know. Just something like this. This could be a horrible build. We don't know. Oh, I hope we're not putting together any more of those goofy horses. I saw this. I remember me and my dad were, when I was little, me and my dad put together this castle set in Lego. It was really cool. Then maybe an hour later I took it apart. But, you know, he was kind of mad about it. But then again, I have that memory in my mind. And, I noticed one thing though about doing these style of videos. I'm preserving my thoughts, not only for the Lego set, but things that I've done with my dad, my parents. Just that one day I may forget. I'm trying to find a 1x3 arch. Oh, there it is. So that's one of the things that a good thing about doing storytellings on these that some people hate. Is I'm preserving those ideas. So later on I can come back and listen to these and think, oh, I remember that. This memory loss runs in the family, apparently, so I got to be careful. And, yeah. So I don't know what we're building here exactly today, but it looks cool. It could be a throne room. With this stuff, we don't know yet. We have no clue at all. I hadn't even had a chance to get to this one tutorial yet, so my YouTube memberships, I may have to skip a day or two on those, or a week. It's the reviews, they're killing me. That's all I've done is somebody else's interpretation of an idea. Instead of sharing my thoughts, yeah, it's right now I'm trying to get these done. Getting behind on things. I can't do it all. And on the Ambassador Network, I was really surprised because this is just, I thought this was just a hobby a lot of us do. Now, some people are doing this as a full-time income. And YouTube and sponsorships, I would have to have a few million subscribers, and I would have to have lots of sponsors in order to make this a full-time job. And even that's not guaranteed. So, you know. That's why I do the YouTube memberships and the shout-outs thing at the towards the end of the video and stuff. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. That's my way of saying thank you kindly, you know. But maybe one day it'll happen. I'm hoping one day that list gets so long I can't keep up. Yeah, we're pretty much piecing this thing together with 1x1s and 1x2s. It's kind of just getting really kind of flaky here. Why can't we use this? No, we got to use another one of these hinge pieces. Yeah, this one snaps into place too. We'll see where this goes at the very end here. The point about a collaborative group build is to hand off the building guide to portions of, like, to your friends and family and stuff, and you all get to build together. Some people don't like that. Some people are solo builders. I would love to do this stuff with my family. I really would. It'd make these fun, and then there'd be a conversation. Right now, it's just a conversation of one. And I always get, oh, you're talking to yourself doing these. No, I'm not really. I'm talking to the camera. I'm talking to you. It's like a delayed conversation. It's hard to explain. You know, it's like hearing my mom, oh, you're talking to yourself. No, I'm talking to the camera. Yeah, but nobody hears you. No, but the microphone on the camera can. Something is hearing me. You know, she doesn't quite understand what I'm doing here. Okay, this might be a throne room after all, because we got to do curtains now. So, or maybe a tapestry too, we don't know. I thought we were building one more of those goofy horses. So something like that. Goes in there like that. Not too bad, huh? It could be a bedroom too, we don't know. We don't know. Kind of really want to see what's going on with this set here. Yeah, and a couple installments ago we were talking about going out for a nice meal and stuff, my bunch and I. Well, that fell through. We couldn't make up our minds, and at the very end we found a steakhouse that had a little bit of everything that everybody wanted, and it was reservation only. So I said, let me get this done here. We'll make a reservation, and we'll go do that. You know, because we've been busting our buns off around here. I mean, we deserve something nice. And that started a whole bunch of drama and all that stuff. And I just kind of left it there. About, you know, what's your obsession with going out for a nice dinner? Why can't we just do this? Why can't we just get fast food? And we were going to go out for a nice steak dinner, have a dessert afterwards, and just, you know, relax, you know, that kind of thing. And they were more just throwing a fit over it. By the time we were done bickering and arguing, it was already after 4, and that was the latest we could make a reservation. And yeah, so we sat at home and had cold cuts and sandwiches, and I said, well, okay. I said, if that's what you guys want, I'll start. I said, when I go grocery shopping, I'll just pick up a bunch of frozen or cold cuts and bread and milk, and that's all we're having. So when I get done with work Monday, because it's over 100 degrees, I get off earlier. I will do that. I will just run by go get me a bite to eat, then I will go bring some groceries home, and then whatever I bring home, they are stuck with it. You know, sometimes it's like, I think of nice things. We could make up our minds at first what we wanted. Okay, fine, I don't care about that. It's just the complaining and stuff was the issue. Then this morning, my mom and my girlfriend were apologetic. Says, we didn't know you really want to do something nice for us. I'm thinking, now you realized? You know, it's like, okay. And, well, we could do it today. I said, no, I got to go to, I said, I have to be in bed by 8 o'clock tonight. I'm not going to go out and do anything. Well, can't you take off tomorrow? I'm like, no, I have meetings all next week. I can't do any of this stuff now. I said, when I get some time off, we'll go out to a dinner. Well, that's not until November. I said, yep. I said, in November it is. I said, well, so we got plenty of time we have plenty of time to pick something. And right now we're in August, so you got some time to wait. You know, I wasn't having it. I was just, I thought, you know. So tonight we're just having to, I think, fried steak or something. I'm like, enjoy it, because I'm not picking any more stuff up for a while. You know, some people don't like people doing nice things for them. I just thought it'd be something cool just to get out of the house. It's been in the hundreds, like 114 yesterday. I don't know what it is today. I hadn't looked. And I just get out of the house. But I think the heat was making everybody irritable. Still, though, I was wanting to do something nice. I wonder how many of you guys and gals have spouses, significant others, boyfriends, girlfriends that do the same thing. I don't know. It's like, really? Go out for a nice dinner and have a dessert. Sounds fun, doesn't it? So let me get this Lego video done. But they wanted to fight. So by the time I got everything done, it was like close to 6. Well, we can go now. I said it's already after that. Too, you guys already had your dinner. You already had your cold cuts. So I'm not paying for a big meal, and nobody's going to eat. So we got to make 2 of these little candle things here. So I mean, if anybody's got these issues, let me know. I can't be the only one who's dealing with this. But at least I was thinking of my family. But I don't know. Not sure what this is yet. We're still working on bag, I don't even know, 5? Here I'm rambling on here. I don't even know where I'm at. But yeah. That's the side. It'd been nice to go do something nice. So now, sandwiches and cold cuts it is. Be like my bachelor days, where I didn't have a lot of money and going through college and just had junk food in the cabinets because that's all I could get, or leftover cold pizza that's been in there for almost a week. You know, we were even talking about pizza too. So that's what you're going to be building there. Not a bad little stand for that. And these go in here. Ah, these are falling apart. All right, I think I'm going to give this castle a 9. Because I've noticed it's just the build quality is just so lacking on this thing. It's like things are just barely tacked in. Lego, I'm not really happy with this really now. Yeah. That's the difference between my builds and Lego's builds. Mine are built with care. This is just built to a, that kind of thing. Okay, now it looks like we're building ourselves a throne. This is probably a throne room. But for me personally, though, this set is still keeping my interest despite of the build quality being kind of on the lacking. It's still not too bad. You know, one thing I need to do one day, I know my bunch that wouldn't want to do this, I'm thinking about going to the pool supply place and just look for some like new pool toys to put in the pool. It's starting to get hot now, so I'm just thinking of getting some new stuff in there. Like, we don't even have air mattresses anymore because they've all kind of deteriorated. So I've been kind of thinking, what kind of toys. And I was looking at getting Pokemon blow-ups and stuff, those type of things, and putting them in the pool. Just something fun, Get a big old giant Lapras and put it in there and just have them floating around. And I mentioned that to my bunch, and they kind of looked at me strange, and I just thought, well, it's my pool. I'm going to put something fun in there. I was just thinking about that. Like, that's when we were kids, that was fun because we got to look at all the new pool toys. When I was a kid, we did not have a pool, but we went and looked at pool toys anyways. It was fun to look at them. Just like, oh, these look cool. Why can't we have these, And then we finally got a little, like a pool that you built yourself, like a doughboy or an above ground pool. It was a little one. And then, yeah, wasn't too bad. That's where that goes, right there. It's a nice little cozy throne room. Or it could be a reading room, we don't know. But yeah. So if I index, it'll be indexed as throne room, I think. Maybe it's not a throne room. We don't know. Obviously that's where the king eats. You know how I know he eats? Why do we have a chicken leg in there, huh? Where's the rest of the chicken? The turkey. Turkey, gobble, gobble. No, they got to shortchange us the bird and they give us anything else. Yeah, this is kind of on the cozy side, but sometimes cozy's better because it's less clutter you have to put in your builds. Okay. But I'm sure you can use these items and ideas and stuff for your creations. See, these right here, these plates are really good for making custom Lego seats. I just wish that they made these round or something for stools. Of course, you can just use a 1x2. Now we got more rounded stuff. And then now it looks like we're doing the top of the table with a bunch of greenery. So let's green it up, folks. Hey, we would have been out having a big steak dinner the other night, too. We would have experienced this for real. But my bunch did not want it. We got some cherries in this one here. More like a holiday feast. That goes in there, I promise you. There we go. And just swing that in there like that. And then we have the chicken leg. Yeah, I still couldn't believe those comments I got about people don't like storytelling. It was just one or two people complaining about it at the same time on different accounts. They're probably the same person. I don't know. I like doing the stories on here. And this goes right here. So I guess everybody else just sits and watches the king eat. Now this is offset, so those studs goes inside those tubes in the middle of this. So that's what you're supposed to look like. It looks like more like a Christmas theme than anything else in there. And now it looks like we're finishing up this here. Yeah, but I'm glad I get to share these ideas with you guys and gals. It's always fun to do these, you know, these type of sets. There we go. And then this goes right here. So we get to snap more parts here. And then we need a slope. Where does the slope go? Oh, it goes above the door. And that's it. And I have the correct amount of parts remaining. Well, no, we have a wine glass. Where does that go now? Did I forget something again? Oh, I see. It goes right here. So, that's it. But it looks like there's probably more to this than what we're doing here. But we don't know yet, because it looks like it jumps to another section of floor. So that might be done. We have no clue yet, and that's what we have remaining for bag 5. Okay, now we're going to continue on with bag 6. I think that's where we're going to stop at. And while I'm bagging this, everyone, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. That's always a nice sight to see. In addition to subscribers, comments, it's always nice to see that always go up. It motivates me to do more videos. In addition, thank you to my Patreon customers and my Patreon supporters and Rebrickable customers. That's always a big help. And speaking of that, Patreon does actually have a storefront thing, I noticed. So I may put those building guides on there for purchase. So if you don't want to have the subscription thing, you can purchase a la carte. The only thing is, I don't know if when you purchase a post, it's unlimited downloads. To me, after you purchase, after you purchase a building guide, it should be unlimited after that, because you did pay for viewing rights. I want to make that fair as possible. So it looks like this one is just some kind of a stairway type deal. So we don't know yet. First, we got to find the most smallest pieces to work with first. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. All right. So sets like this are just meant to be time wasters to put with, to build with the friends and your kids and stuff like that. There's a retirement home in the town over from me, and kind of want to do a Lego club. Give something for the older folks to do, I don't know if they'd be interested in something like this. Okay, I thought that was okay. We need olive green. Yucky, it's baby poop green. But something for the older folks to do. You know, this stuff does keep your mind sharp and stuff like that. A lot of thinking, and of course, exploring your imagination too. So I'll have to see if there's, how would I go about doing that. And since I am in the ambassador thing, I can get a group going. Just hand the torch off to someone who's willing to run it, and then that'll even be better. Looking for another black one of these. I got tan, but you know. And we're messing with small parts. We got all these big stuff. What am I doing? I'm hunting for the most smallest possible pieces that you can think of first. Alright. Okay. Oh. That's kind of interesting. So we got a log piece here that's printed. Now, if you're into nature and stuff, these pieces here are nice to have. So if you get those, hoard them. I'm thinking of putting these in a separate bin from my printed stuff because I'm always looking for them when I'm doing campground stuff. So I'm thinking of putting those off to the side there. But you could obviously see with the flame that I'm putting in here, we might be building a fireplace. But shows it like this. So what's the point of that there for? Maybe that goes to another adjoining room, we don't know. And then now we got to put another one of these on there. So yeah, Lego, I mean, are we really piecing stuff together like this? I could use this color, but wouldn't you just give me a couple of 6x12s? And it kind of gets me thinking, I wonder if they artificially just inflate parts on these sets. Like they just add more smaller pieces. It's like, oh wow, I'm getting a really big build, you know? Sorry kids, I don't mean to spoil you, but yeah, they don't. That's why I have a lot of bins full of smaller pieces. Big bins, parts are just big pieces I don't have a whole lot of. So when I get a big piece, like stuff like this, these are very basic to a lot of people. These type of bricks. These are basic. They don't look very special, but when you're building big things, very valuable. You know, so if you're into building your own big, large items, there you go. So it looks like this might be a fireplace. I did get a question asked. I think I've answered this though. About a viewer of mine was asking about how do I sort my parts. It depends on your preference. There's no right or wrong way. When I'm parting out sets, I sort by part type. I don't sort by color. But if you're interested in sorting parts out, and you like the visual feel of color, sort by color. I sort by part type because I do a lot of prototyping. But there's just some colors I would be overflowing on, so I just sort by type. If you can sort by part color and part type, but you'd have to have a warehouse to store all your parts. So you got to really be careful. But the best thing to do is, if you have a very small collection, is to put all your slopes in one bag. Maybe arches in one, and just maybe bricks, like basic bricks. And then once you start overflowing that bin and say, okay, well, let's say I have a bin of basic bricks. I see a lot of 1x2 bricks. Okay, there's just so many in this bin, right? Take out the 1x2 bricks. Well, that doesn't fit like that. What did I miss here? You know, oh, it goes in the back. Oh, my bad, but still it doesn't fit there. What am I doing here? Oh, missing this piece. So when you get to that point, you just pull out just the 1x2 bricks, put them in their own bin, and wait till the other bin fills up again. You pull out the next common part. That kind of thing. You just do it slowly. Or you can start it off when you get your collection and start right away. But let's say you're just starting out with this, and yeah, this piece comes in black now. I can use that. Not in that color, but there's just so many different ways of sorting your parts. Also, when you're getting to your parts, studs, tiles, and 1x1 plates, keep those set off to the side. Like, that should be the first thing you should worry about. It's harder stuff. If you dump them all in a big bin, guess what goes to the bottom of the bin? You got it. It's those smaller parts. So those are the ones you should pull out first. Really, it just depends on what you're building. If you're into building cars, start pulling out the car parts first. Anything that you can use to make a car, pull those out. Put those, even if it's just in one bin, just do that. Okay? You know, there's no right or wrong way. There's some YouTubers out there that will tell you that the way's the correct way. It just depends on how you want to sort. Oh, yuck. This whole thing is just kind of just gray today, and I'm trying to find the handle to this cauldron. When you're building a set, though, you can sort by color. That's a nice little cauldron. And I have 23 minutes left on this memory card. Okay, and this hangs on this hook here. That's kind of scary, because how am I going to do that without the cauldron falling off? So I just put my hand like that and snapped it on like that, and then I'm going to swing this whole thing down here. Just the handle portion. There we go. Better not mess with that too much. But that's how you would sort your parts. It's just what works for you. If you're interested in building buildings, these are valuable. Windows are valuable, so start pulling out your windows and doors. If you're into building castle stuff, say arches, use lots of arches and gray pieces. I cannot tell you how to sort your collection. That's up to you. I can't say my way is the correct way, because it just depends. Like, lately I've been pulling apart a lot of vegetation parts, so like plants and stuff. I like building campgrounds and nature stuff. That's the fun stuff for me. So I put those off to the side. So those are divided out more than, let's say, 2x2 plates. I have an overflow bin of 2x2 plates. What do I do with them? I sort by color. So I pull out the colors that I don't really use, like pinks and purples and stuff. So I pull those off to the side and then keep the colors that I, use the most. It starts thinning out your collection. So you don't have to spend a whole lot of time and do that. So it's just one way of doing it. Oh, it's an anvil. Except I put mine on backwards. I'll bring that up and show it to you. Kind of cool, huh? So this might be the blacksmith shop after all. But, we could talk about sorting parts for like 20 million build installments, and it won't matter. There's different techniques, but just kind of say, okay, the first thing is, what are you interested in? If you're interested in botanicals, start sorting out anything that you would see in a botanical set, like stems, the long Technic shafts, anything that's green, anything that's earth tone, pull those out. So that's how you do that. It's all about what you like. I can never cover every topic. It would take me years. I would have to do a whole entire installment series on just sorting parts. It's just endless. It just depends on what you want to do. Like I said, if you're interested in Lego Friends, it's almost the same with Cities. So start pulling out all the Friends dolls that you have scalped throughout the years and throw them in a bin. Like, I have all of my Friends dolls in one bin, and I have all the hair ribbons and stuff in another. So if I ever decide saying, hey, I think I'm going to be doing this, I have that option. I can do that. That kind of thing. That's pretty much what I would be doing there. Okay, sorry about that. I had to answer the phone. Where were we? Oh, yes, we were talking about parting sets, sorting things. So getting back into the gist now after I got had to get up and do something. It's all about what you're interested in. Okay? So if you're interested in, like me, I build landscapes. So you need to save just things that you can build, like earth tones. Earth tone colors are very valuable to me. If you're interested in building a Lego city, start saving your stuff for city stuff. Pull those out because I keep running across these hinge pieces. So at the end of the day, it's just, I can't tell you how to sort. I cannot tell you which way is the correct way. Huh. That's what they wanted it like that, hanging in that corner there. Okay. It just depends. Oh, that goes there. All right. Be very careful. This is kind of wiggly. Okay. So it's all about just what you want. Like if you're interested in making mosaics, plates and tiles, even studs, people do them with studs. And if you're into making those 3D, where it's got two images in one layout, keep your cheese slopes. So everybody's collection, everybody's mileage it will vary on part sorting. And then now it looks like we're building ourselves more walls. Looks like we're just focusing on the blacksmith in this installment here. And I only got 18 minutes left, and then if I run out, guess what I'm going to have to do? Stop for about 2 hours and then come back. What makes it hard going through this right now is just there's so many little pieces that I have to rifle through just to find what I need to do here. Trying to film all these and get them filmed and fit into a memory card, yeah. And after this one, I still have to edit that stinking Mecha Team Leader set. That thing is still haunting me. It'll be haunting me until I get rid of the whole thing, which won't be for another few weeks. So yeah, that guy is direct to parts. And yeah, I don't keep all these sets. I have to part them out. I would run out of space, and I am running out of space right now. I can't keep everything. I just can't. So, you know, that having been said, I just can't do it. So looks like this. Well, we're not done with that yet. I thought we were done. Lego, you lied to me, huh? Should ding off 1,000,000 points for lying. Fibbing is never good. Yeah. But I can go on for a long time about sorting parts. I mean, to be honest with you, I hate sorting. I do not like sorting. It's boring, but then I get to see the inventory of the parts that I have, thinking, oh, I could use these pieces for a new creation. Oh, I didn't know I had 12 of these. I only thought I only had 2 of them. You know, and you start finding more parts, and there you go. And it looks like this goes right here. Yeah, so it looks like it's a little blacksmith shop with the hole cut out of the wall. But yeah, at least I get to share my ideas with you guys and gals here. And we just kind of get to hang out and just build. Well, I'm hanging out building right now, talking to myself technically, but and have to rifle through tons of little parts. Later on though, then I get to read your comments, and I'm behind on comments. I still read them. They still come in on the phone and I get to read them. Well, sometimes I'm behind on answering comments. Back in the day when I had a lot of free time, it was so easy. I could just sit down in a day, answer probably about 100 comments, and I could breeze through it. Now I'm mostly focused on just doing the set reviews, and it gets to be a lot there. So that hangs over. Alright. Hey, it looks like something now, doesn't it? We're getting somewhere. This is a nice set to build in the fall, when it's cold and cloudy outside. Oh, I did read your comment, Janet. You were saying something about going skiing and stuff. I wish we all lived closer to one another. I really do. It'd be nice if we can just hang out in person, so you can put up with my annoyance. As we were talking about that on Discord, I said, man, if we all lived together, we could all help each other with this stuff, and just sit down and just do a live stream of all this instead of building solo. I mean, of course, there's you could do group video chats and stuff, but just where we're all sitting at a kitchen table and just building, it would be fun. And then we can get the full collaboration on one of these sets. That means if we were all building each piece of this set, we'd be done in it. This whole set would be, the whole installment would be done in an hour. That would be so nice. Here it is. But, you know, unfortunately, we can't do that. And I mentioned this in a few of the videos. I have not met anybody from YouTube or any fans. It's not that I don't want to. Part of it is just I'm shy. Here I'm not shy because it's just a camera. I'm not face to face. And two, yeah, just I don't know. I would just, I think it's just the shyness. I'd just be like, hi, and that's all I would probably say. And over here I can just let loose. It's, you know. Okay, we got a barrel there. Okay. Sometimes they give us a lot of parts to put in there, and I have a feeling I'm going to run out of memory card space. I have the other guy up on YouTube. Pretty much my accuracy is pretty good. If I have to, I'll delete things. It's just right now I'm going through, there's only like 3 or 4 colors up here that I'm going through. So I'm trying to, like right now, trying to find a palisade brick. It's taking forever to find one. Okay, we got a pile of poop here. Somebody's not been using the toilet. Maybe that's the outdoor bathroom, we don't know. But yeah, I kind of wish we all could just sit back and just talk and swap stories and stuff. Like I said, we were talking about that on Discord the other night. I just thought, man, it'd be kind of cool to do something other than we just sit on call here. But honestly, though, if YouTube and social media didn't exist, I wouldn't know this stuff exists. We wouldn't know any of us exist on here. That would be a very shortcoming to that. So, it would, you know, hard to say. And, yeah. It's like a lot of you guys wouldn't know I exist. You wouldn't even know I'm doing Lego stuff, because even if YouTube didn't exist, this would just been just a little pastime that I would just do to kill time. I wouldn't be doing tutorials. I'd just be building stuff. Just taking pictures of it for later on. And I put my hinge the wrong way. That's why I always bend them. So yeah, one day we'll probably have to do that. They do have Lego conventions. I've been invited to a few of them, but they've all been out of town. Like, we're talking, you have to get an airplane to go down. And with my busy schedule and stuff, I really can't do that. Okay, looks like it stops there. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Can't get any better than this, folks, huh? It cannot get any better than this. This is really except for build quality, it's not too bad. It's just, you know, it's like sometimes we're only putting together one piece at a time. And no, I'm not as ranty in person. On the land, there was a new a guy who just got into Lego, and he's on the land now. A Lego employee. And a lot of these guys that were commenting, reading them welcome, were like, hey, you know, I do this for a living and stuff. And I'm just thinking, yeah, I don't think I'd be bragging about that. And here I was like, oh, I do software engineering. I thought, am I the only one? Because this is just a hobby. This is not a job. A lot of these, there's one guy that was mentioned that he does social media professionally. I thought, oh man, maybe I'm over my league here with this. I don't know. What is this, a doghouse? Or is that the place we slip the orders at? I don't know. Hard to say what we're building here. We're getting there, though. We're going to get to it. Can you still see what I'm doing? Alright, and then now we got to put a limb here with this in here. It's just easier to shove these in first and then put the brick on. And this sits, I think, here. We have two studs on the left like that. Okay, so maybe it's some kind of creature that lives in there, we don't know. And yikes, I got 9 minutes left. I tell you right now, I'm going to have to delete some stuff off of here and hope I mean, I have everything backed up, but still, it's always that point. Maybe see if we can go get it done real fast. But like I mentioned, though, it's nice just to sit back and chat with you guys and gals on here, and we can conversate. You know, if it's kind of delayed, like I've got to know you, Janet, and there's Snowy and Amy that I've talked to on here, and I remember Dan was on here a few times, and yeah, it's just cool. I'm getting to know everybody while doing these videos. It's almost like you're here, but you're not. I wish everybody was here. It'd be nice. Of course, California is not for everyone. Certainly not for me anymore. But maybe one day we'll have to meet up at a convention or something. I have to actually get the courage to go to one of those. I heard they're fun. I just, when you're shy, you just want to be away from everybody. Yeah, it gets hard. And it's just the eye contact is the hard part for me. I feel like I'm staring people down. Maybe we might have this done after all. We might get there. Not a whole lot of parts left, huh? I mean, this is keeping my interest. That's the stuff LEGO wants to hear. It's not about, oh, this is a good set, and then later on you toss it in the parts bin. But this one here is fun. Very fun. But I know I read your comment, Janet. You come here to listen to me, not about the set build. Some people do. I think that fits here. Yes, it does. Okay, all right. Well, now we got that in there. We got that mess mopped up. All right, let's get going here. And I'm going to try to breeze through this without taking a breather here. But if you're looking for something for a collaborative build, I can tell you right now, we haven't married these two pieces together yet. We may not until the very end. We don't know, but I'm going to say right now up to 4 people. Up to 4 people. Collaborative build, if you're in a retirement home, you want something to do with your friends, here you go. And don't let the age thing, don't let somebody say, oh, you're too old to be doing this stuff. I do it. I don't care what people think. This is just fun for me. It's better than sitting and watching TV. TV is what I watch when I'm like dozing off at night or something. Something for background noise. But this is fun. I am having a fun time putting this one together. It's just the colors are a little bit on the bland side, but you know, I mean, that's how it is with castles. They're not meant to be pink. Well, you could build it in pink if you want. Alright, so yeah. We actually have one arch that we are missing here. Oh, we're not done yet. Okay. So indeed, these two pieces are married together, but you got to connect them with the parts. So yeah, this is not what we're thinking here. How much memory do I have left? 6 minutes. I'm sure I can get it done now. The carrot goes in the barrel. There's a hole at the bottom, so you can shove that right in there, so your carrot doesn't fly out. Even better. And then now we have to join these two together here. So we're going to index this now as joining them together. We got them. These two got to get acquainted with each other, like that. So it just snaps together here. So it is possible, maybe, you know, a person can put this together, but you got to put this here. That's probably the only downside to this. So I'm going to say one person can do this, but this is the very last part here. But I'm going to say, I mean, that's it. They tried their best here. And we're still continuing on this here for the next portion of the build. And that's what we have remaining there for bag 6. Not too bad. Okay, we got 4 minutes. We can start with Summation of Thoughts. So far, build's still keeping my interest. The score's down to a 9 just due to build quality. It just seems kind of built on the light, flimsy side. And I am pretty pleased with the build. Now, where does this go yet? We don't know, but obviously we have some hinge parts. So I have a feeling it's going to get adjoined with the main piece here. And just by looking at this, you got the little fireplace here and you got the blacksmith. So you wouldn't want all that blowing in your dining room, but it's not bad for what that is. Really nice. And like I said, I'm not into castles all that much, but this one here I'd say is pretty, not as good as the Lion Knight's castle by any means. Oh man, I can't wait to get to the treasures. Ooh, that looks fun. I got a bunch of treasure chests, and we got the peasant here, but we don't know. And yeah, so far, if it rained right now, we'd have a lot of rain getting in there. We'd get soggy food. But honestly, though, I am pleased with the way this is turning out so far. Just like I said, it feels flimsy. You know, it's your typical Lego creator set. But I'm happy with this. This is not boring at all. Like I said, not too interested in castles, but this one here is not bad at all. What does this look like on that side? Yeah, we're missing a bunch of stuff here. It just looks kind of ugly there. So we got a long ways to go. But tell me what you think in the comments so far on this set. It's still keeping my interest.